Hi. So the Social Democrats here in Sweden, it's a political party. It's one of my favorite parties because they're so funny. Yeah. They have now decided to really handle this thing with the fake news. Yeah. I think they are still very, very sad about Mr. Trump putting attention on Sweden and the failed integration that we have here. All the crimes, the riots, stuff. They didn't like this at all. So now they're going to handle fake news. And I think they would, if they could, adopt this an old Soviet system, like with a committee deciding what's true and false, determining what can be published and not. They would. That's how these people think. Yeah. And I'm certain that they have looked at all possibilities to handle this. And I'm sure they contemplated fining Facebook and YouTube, for publishing fake news. But now they presented this action plan. And it was presented by one of my favorite ministers. Her name is Magdalena Andersson. She's the Minister of Finance. Yeah, she's wonderful. So she said about the action plan, she said, this is about people having the ability to evaluate different sources of information and be able to take a position. Right. We need to start with the young people who need to learn a lot more about this in school. But also, all the others need to have this ability to handle it. Alright, so they're going to teach us how to determine what's true and false and what is a reliable source. I suppose they're going to teach me now. I love it. This will be fun. So you understand, this is as silly as it gets here with the Social Democrats. But I thought, why don't you start, Magdalena Andersson, and tell us a few things that we, the Swedish people, want to know. You don't want us to get fake news, do you? So please just tell us. We want to know, how much does immigration cost in Sweden? We want a nice total sum, and please include the money that they get when they come here and when they stay here, and include also these agencies handling this problem, this situation. How much does it cost? And also those in jail. Include the cost for that. And housing, of course, yes. And you can also, I think, include the cost of the victims of crime. The shootings, the raping, and so on. How much does it cost? Give us a total, nice, even figure. We want to know. Go ahead. So, I wanted to talk more about Magdalena Andersson. So, there was this situation here where our PM, Stefan Löfven, went down to Iran. And with him on the trip was another minister. Her name was Ann Linde. And as they were meeting these leaders of Iran, she was wearing a veil. And there's been some debate about this in Sweden. There was particularly one guy, he's the chairman of the Liberal Party, his name is Björklund. He objected and thought this was disrespectful to all these women in Iran who are forced to wear the veil. Yeah, and he's right, of course. They have people watching women on how they dress in Iran. So, of course, there's an amazing oppression against women there. They can't choose. They can't choose to wear a t-shirt or a dress. See? So, Björklund did a good job, I think. But the Social Democrats didn't think so. And here's Magdalena Andersson again. Yeah, she posted a picture on her Facebook page wearing a hat, all smiling, you know, into the camera. And also included in the picture were two of her assistants, Åsa Regnér and Helene Hellmark Knutsson. They were all smiling like crazy, and they were all wearing hats. And there was a comment by Magdalena Andersson on this picture. She said, "So what does Björklund think about female ministers having to wear a hat during a state visit?" You see? So she said wearing a veil and wearing a hat is about the same thing. Now, there were people protesting against this, and particularly there were Iranian women who objected. And she had to apologize, which she did, see? So, this is further evidence. Magdalena Andersson is not facing reality. She's living in her own little beautiful world. Okay, we're getting closer to the election. I'm counting every week. It's going to be a thriller. So what I'm hoping for is the Social Democrats to get less than 20%. They are now in the polls around 27%, which is way too much, you know. So next election will be fantastic. All right. Oh yes, I need to tell you also about Marine Le Pen. I wrote it down. Marine Le Pen, she came down to Lebanon. I hope you saw this video. If you didn't see it, you should definitely check it out. It's beautiful. So she's gonna meet this Grand Mufti. That's a funny word. So there's a guy in Lebanon, and his title is Grand Mufti. Okay, so as she comes there, there is a Grand Mufti assistant approaching her with a veil. I say, here you go. You should wear this veil when you meet the Grand Mufti. And Marine Le Pen, she says, no, I will not wear this. And she cancelled the meeting and left, all smiling. What a great lady.